Hey, what's crackin' lackin' Neekz of the world? It's Cronoxf coming at you from Regal Cinemas in Pearl Highlands. And today we watched Joker, and this is part 2 of our 2-part movie reviews. This is going to be the review of the actual movie. If you haven't watched my expectations, stop the video, go watch the expectations, and then come back. Okay? Don't worry, it'll still be here. But yeah, so this is my review for the movie, and if you watch my expectations, you know how I felt when I went in. And coming out of it, I kind of feel the same way. Cinematically, this movie is actually pretty great. It's pretty artsy. It's really intricate. I'm not that big of a movie buff, so I can't get into like technical cinematography things, but it was nice. It was a nicely shot movie. The acting was pretty good. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was interesting as on his take of the Joker. So it was all right. I mean, like, pretty much. The one downside, one of the negatives I'm gonna have to state is that you don't care about any of the other characters besides Joker. Because none of the characters ever stay on the screen long enough for you to care. Or if you haven't been introduced to Batman lore and you don't know how Batman became Batman, you kind of won't understand the significance of what happened. I know this is supposed to be kind of like a different timeline than like whatever DC is doing in their cinematic universe. So like the Justice League stuff, it's supposed to be a separate timeline from that universe because it's supposed to be a different take on the Joker. Like more of a darker toned Joker. Or a darker Batman, like a Frank Miller type Batman type stuff. I don't know exactly, I forget the title that they probably based it on, but yeah, it's one of the darker toned ones. But the movie was just meh. I mean, a lot of the movie it's kind of interesting in a way because it shows you just the craziness and like how his mind just spirals into him becoming Joker and like the reasons behind why he became Joker, but it doesn't actually play on the character like you would expect. And yeah, so like the Joker that you know, like he's like crazy. You know he's crazy, but it's kind of a controlled crazy. Like he gets kind of nutty in a way, but it's like controlled. Like his crazy is like a saddiction. Like he's really sadistic and like, but intelligent at the same time. Like he comes up with these crazy schemes that like, you know, borderline on genius. But he's so unpredictable that, like, that's where his crazy comes from. But the way they portrayed this Joker, he was just, like, downtrodden and, like, stepped on, and he just happened to ignite a revolution. I mean, this is in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. But, just, like, ignite a revolution. And it just so happened. He didn't plan it that way. He didn't even really care. It just happened to him that way. And just the city, Gotham was just in like total unrest and like it was at its boiling point. It just needed something to just kick the bucket. And that's what Joker was in this movie. So, it's like I don't really care much for this Joker. Because, I mean, you're expecting like a Joker. Like this guy is supposed to be like Batman's #1 arch nemesis, and it's like he's supposed to go up against Batman, and like you don't really see that in this movie, and it's just like, you know, maybe over like the span, because in the movie, like Bruce Wayne is 5, but like he's still a kid, so it's gonna be a long while before he turns into Batman. But so like over time, maybe he'll become more sadistic and like, but you don't really see the sparks of that. It's just like he just sets off a chain reaction, and it just so happens that he does that, and it doesn't play well to my to my expectations of who Joker is. So yeah, that's a negative for me. And even though Joaquin Phoenix did a pretty decent job playing or portraying a Joker character, he didn't really hit like the sadism that Joker has, you know, and he didn't really get like the calm rage that Joker usually portrays. You know, he's just like boiling under the surface, and it's like on the top of the surface it's like calm, and then all of a sudden he snaps and then he goes into this nutty rage, and he never really did that until like towards the end. He kind of did that, but he never got like super sadistic, and I don't really like his Joker laugh. His Joker laugh is kind of meh. You know, like, you still can't beat Mark Hamill and his Joker laugh. You know, it's like, that's probably like the epitome of who Joker, like the voice of Joker that you expect, and it's just like, it doesn't hit that. Like, no. And so, yeah, and I'm sorry to say, I mean, the movie's pacing is really slow, and like, nothing really happens until like the last probably 15 minutes of the movie, and that's pretty bad. I mean, part of me really wanted to walk out of the movie. I'm not joking. I mean, you guys might see it and you might think differently. There might be things that you might find interesting, but most of that movie was really boring, and it's just like, there's a lot of cringe moments, and like, you're just like, oh, this is messed up, and it's like, watching that, you'd expect him to go crazy because just like the shit that happens to him is just insane. So, like, the way that everything falls in his life is just like, god damn, you're bound to get messed up this way. That's what happened. He turned into Joker. But yeah, it's not the same. So I'm gonna give this movie a 6 out of 10. It's 1 point higher than what I expected, because I mean, they tried, and it's a little bit better than average. I mean, they could have did worse, but do I recommend people watch it? I mean, if you're a really hardcore Batman fan, you might find Easter eggs in there that you might notice, and like, I'm sure there are lots. I'm not super into Batman, so I can't say I saw a lot of Easter eggs, but yeah. For your average Batman fan, you can pass this because it doesn't really help you learn anything new that you didn't already know. And it might be a good rent. If you got like Redbox, probably rent it. Might be a good watch to kill like a couple hours that you didn't have anything else to do. But yeah, I wouldn't really want to pay $15 for this movie. But that's just me. You guys might enjoy it, so if you like Batman, check it out. If you don't, yeah, you can pass. So yeah, it's an unexpected solo mission, because I didn't think everybody else was not gonna come. But yeah, so this is Cronoxf for Nerds of the Square Table. Like, subscribe, comment below, and check out our IG and all of our Instagrams. which we'll post in the details or the description below. And yeah, have fun watching movies. Peace out.